Hi guys, welcome back. This is the TVS Radeon. It's a 110cc commuter bike from TVS. The Radeon has some unique features which makes it stand out from other 110cc bikes. So let's not waste any time and let's start the review. We will check all important things while choosing a bike, and in that, we'll start with the design. The design of the Radeon is very simple and also something that we are all familiar with. It has a simple commuter bike design. The headlight has chrome bezels to make it stand out, and there is also DRLs on the bottom section which is LED. The main headlight is halogen bulb, and usually bikes in this segment has poor night ride visibility, but surprisingly with the Radeon, the headlight's range and coverage is good, and hence night rides are not at all a problem. Now checking the fuel tank, it's again a simple metal tank with no sharp curves, but instead it gets this ribbed thigh pad which is like a cushioning for your leg. The fuel tank, even though not a huge one, has 10-liter capacity, which is a good thing. Now moving on to the speedometer console, it's an analog console but separated into two sections with chrome touches. TVS calls it car-like speedometer setup. It's a very simple speedometer console, but still it looks pretty neat and it shows all the basic info. Now one thing I like here with the speedometer console is that it has a side stand indicator, which is a bonus. The exhaust of the Radeon is a very common and classic round exhaust which has a chrome finished metal protector. The handlebar of the bike is the usual U-shaped handlebar which is also chrome finished, and for the switch controls you get all the usual ones like the dim bar bright switch, pass light, indicator toggle, horn and self start switch. Then finally for the rear design, there is nothing special. It follows the bike's design pattern. Nothing new with the tail light and also with the pillion grab rail with carrier. So overall for the design, it's a very familiar design, but what's important here is that even though it's a design that we are used to, this bike is built strong and feels very sturdy. And therefore, even though it's simple based on style, based on durability, I feel it will last pretty well. Now that we have checked the design, let's check the engine spec and find out the ride quality and comfort of the bike. For the engine, it's a 109.7cc carburetor engine. The max power and torque generated by this 110cc engine is on par with its competitors, and that's noticeable when you take the Radeon for a ride. The bike doesn't have very abrupt initial pickup, but instead it's a steady pickup. For the gearbox, it's a 4-speed gearbox and the gear shifts are smooth and not very short. The engine is smooth and feels refined till a speed of 50 km per hour. There is no vibration in that speed range, but when you try to push above the 50 km per hour mark, we can feel that the engine is stressed and also the ride quality degrades. Well, that's expected because it's a basic 110cc bike, and hence I don't have any complaints about that. And within its speed range, the bike actually is a good one in terms of ride quality. And also one thing to stress here is that the exhaust note is very different than other bikes in this segment. Now coming to ride comfort, I'm very happy to say that this bike is a very comfortable bike. Well, that's because of a lot of things combined together like the suspensions, seat, riding posture, etc. For the suspensions, the front is telescopic suspension and the rear is 5-step adjustable hydraulic suspension. The suspensions are set soft and it's very good even while you ride through rough patches. I didn't experience any stress or strain. Now for the seats, it's a very long single seat and it has great cushioning. It also looks nice, but it's not that wide. Still, it's a very comfortable one for both the rider and the pillion. Then for the rider's seating posture, it's perfectly upright, which is well suited for city commutes. Well, all of these things together makes the Radeon a very comfortable bike in the 110cc segment. And for the ride control, it's a bike that weighs just 112 kilograms and it's a very manageable bike, and controlling it is not at all an issue. But one issue is that the brakes used are not very good ones. The front is 130mm drum and the rear is 110mm drum, and you also get SBT or synchronized braking technology, which is technically combi braking system seen in Honda bikes and scooters. But still, since the brakes both front and rear are just very average, the braking is not good, and I will always recommend that you don't ride this bike beyond its limits. Some of the other things that this bike excels are the ground clearance, which is 180mm, and hence you don't have to worry about anything while riding through really bad road conditions. And also the seat height of the bike was perfect for me, with both my legs reaching the ground without any problem, and also I didn't experience any issues with the handlebar too. And for your reference, my height is 176 centimeters. Then one more thing is that the bike gets tubeless tires, which are small tires based on thickness. So for this factor, which is the performance and ride quality and comfort, I would say for performance, it's on par with its competitors, and there is nothing special for this bike, and same is the case with ride quality. But for ride comfort, it's actually better than some of the other offerings in this segment, and I feel TVS's claim of this bike being a rugged bike is to an extent true. Now before drawing any conclusions, we have to check two more important things, which are the mileage and price. And in that, for the mileage during our testing in city traffic, we got approximately 62 km per liter, which is actually not bad. And for the price, there is only one model, and its ex-showroom pricing is 53,980 Indian rupees. That's all about the TVS Radeon, and now to the verdict. Well, the Radeon is a bike which has a design which is very familiar for all of us. This design was initially seen in the Hero Honda Splendor, and here TVS's Radeon actually follows that classic design with a bit of extra touches. TVS did build this bike pretty strongly, and I feel it's like a rugged bike. The performance is not the highlight of this bike, but instead it's a sturdy build, comfort and mileage which are the standout features for the Radeon, and hence if you're looking for a 110cc bike for rough use and you trust the long-term reliability of TVS, it's a good option for the price it's selling. But one thing to note is that TVS does have stiff competition in this price category from other companies, and in some case even for a lesser price. That's all for this video guys. Hope you liked it. If so, please do hit the like button and also please do subscribe. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye.